For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet.
You know why?
My friend, you don't plan to get her? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why? I need.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax.
Wake up, Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning to you. It's already Thursday, May 2nd. Good to have you in company for another Morning Barbados presentation. I'm Tisha Hines, and I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock this rainy morning. How about that? I got lots of drizzles coming in, so be careful as you prep to get out of the house, get on the road, and get off to work this morning. Thanks for joining us on social media as well, for those of you on YouTube or checking us out on Facebook and the QIz. And we're also going to be making some special parking arrangements with our neighbors here in the Pine to make sure that you can park legally and come on over and enjoy Q here at CBC as we bring it home for this 20th anniversary celebration. But this is just the beginning. So like I said, we're going to tell you more about that as we go through the morning. I also want to apologize for the late start. We're a little later than usual this morning due to some technical challenges. You know how it is when gremlins set into place, proverbial ones. But the Barbadians would understand exactly what I'm talking about. Today we're going to reach out across the miles and speak to a Bajan afar. Her name is Laura Harding, and she is president of Erase Racism, and she's a Barbadian living in New York City. You know, they say you can find a Bajan everywhere. Lots of Barbadians in New York, but we're going to talk about the organization that she's heading right now. It really is an organization that's into civil rights and the like, and we'll be speaking with her about all the work she is doing in the New York area and beyond. Brian Talma is going to come through and share with us a little later this morning. And of course, we know Brian Talma from windsurfing and just advocating for everything to do with the ocean. He has loved it for years, and he's shared his love with us. And he's going to be in to share with us. Brian Herbert Hamilton Talma. If that isn't a superstar name, I don't know what is. So we're going to talk to Brian a little bit more about how he has revolutionized beach culture in Barbados. And that is going to be a very, very interesting piece for us. Bodybuilding, we're talking bodybuilding as we look toward the IFBB Federation competition, the Roger Boys Classic for 2024. That's coming up May 9th to 11th at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium. That also is coming up. So we have 4 of the competitors for Barbados who are going to be in. They're part of the Barbados team. The posing coach, Shakira Duglin, is going to be here. We have Bakaya Providence, who I believe got his IFBB accreditation last competition, Rashida Belgrave for ladies body fitness, and Tamon Howard will be a part of the junior bodybuilding competition. And that is a new component that has been added for this year's presentation, the junior fitness. So we definitely look forward to hearing more about that. Now, while we were at Standard for Morning Barbados, we shared a lot with you about the initiative Poetry, spelled poetry, as in tree outside at the end. So today we're going to share with you some of what happened with that initiative. Of course, they had a big showcase on World Poetry Day, and Malachi Hope is the inaugural winner of the Poetry Barbados Bussa Rhyme Battle. So he's going to be in to tell us more about it. Plus, Jeremiah, the prophet Toussaint, he took second place. We're going to find out a little bit more about them and their oratorical skills and everything else that goes along with competing there. Plus, we give you a little bit of social media buzz. So that's all coming up on Morning Barbados. But we wanted to start by welcoming the Optimist Club of Barbados South. So 2 members are here representing for them this morning, and we're going to be talking about their childhood health and wellness walk that is coming up. So let's say a hearty good morning to Yvette Berry, who's president of the Optimist Club of Barbados South. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you and good morning, Barbados.
Good to have you with us. And Carol Haynes is president-elect of the club. So good morning and welcome.
Thank you. Good morning and good morning, Barbados.
Again, thank you, ladies, for coming in.
Thank you.
Fearing the weather.
Yes.
We're not talking about snow or sleet or anything so, but you know, in Barbados, when we get some rain,
Yes.
that can be as challenging to move around. So let's talk a little bit about, before we get into the actual fundraiser, for people who don't know, talk to us about the club itself and what you do.
The Optimist Club of Barbados South, we are now approaching our 23rd year being a club in Barbados. We are the part of a bigger organization, Optimist International, and we were chartered by the Optimist Club of Bridgetown. In fact, the Optimist Club of Bridgetown would have chartered most of the clubs on the island. We have at present 18 members. We used to have much more than that, but since COVID, but that does not stop us from getting out there and doing what has to be done. We have myself as the president. Carol was just confirmed as president-elect. We do that midterm, and she jumped straight in and learned from the present board. And then when her time comes, she goes out there with the support of all of us. We work with our communities and schools, communities around us, and whoever else can join us. We are asking for members to come, persons to come and join us as members to do the best that we can for the children that we serve.
Wow, that's a great initiative that we're talking about, the club overall and the work you do. Let's talk about one of your major programs that really ties into why you're here today, the Childhood Health and Wellness Program. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Well, that is an initiative that we're taking on, and it's within the schools. We've got a breakfast program that is going within the schools, and that's going very well. I hope to continue that as I become president. And also about health and wellness, well-being in the sense to do with exercise because of obesity. So we're looking at equipment, exercise equipment in the skipping ropes and football, things to keep the children active and moving. And that's fun, because obviously children don't want to participate in anything that's not fun. So we must make it as it's not a PE lesson, you know, as such. It's fun, but in that their bodies are moving and exercise is taking place.
Absolutely, and that's just one aspect of it, healthy lifestyles and everything that goes along with it. But you've also concentrated through the years on chronic diseases, disabilities based on the programs that you've built out. And now you are back with this walk that is coming up. So let's talk about the walk and how people can get involved.
Right. So we did a walk before in 2012 for childhood cancer, and this is all part of childhood health and wellness. So this second one we're doing now is about movement, it's about preventing obesity in children, and it's about giving them a healthy breakfast, because some of our children are going to school on mornings without breakfast. So we need to feed the brain, and if you don't have something to eat, you will not be able to participate in the classroom as you should. So we as the Optimists feel it one of our responsibilities to be able to impact and to give towards this effort in our schools. So this walk, when you walk, you're actually buying into this ongoing project that we hope to not only do this year, but to continue throughout the years providing that sponsors buy-in with us. So basically, the walk will take off from Bay Street Esplanade. It's a run walk. The runners will go first, and the walkers come after. And you're going to Princess Alice Highway, turn around, and back to the Esplanade. It's 5K. It's fun. We have our shirts. The shirts are white with a lime green logo. So we're starting at 4 and going on into the evening. So it's a safe way to walk in that bright color. And we have prizes. We have prizes as well, but you have to come. So we're not going to tell you too much about that right now. Come, buy our shirts. We are going to be at Massey Warren's AJS Travel in Massey Warren's next to the pharmacy. You can't miss us. Our banner is going to be in the foyer, and you'll see where we are. Come and buy your shirt and support this worthy cause.
Carol, let's talk about what this will mean for the programs that you put on, for people to come out and support through purchasing the shirts, through getting out, through corporate support. What does this mean to the programs that you put on for these young people?
Well, as President Yvette has said, already with the Breakfast Club, I would see that as really paramount, because without having a breakfast, something substantial within to be able to sit and take in the classroom, it's really important. So that really is what we want to continue with having funding to do that is what we are putting forward, and why we're doing this initiative with the run walk on Sunday the 5th, is to continue. The funds will continue to be able to sustain that project and make sure that our children within Barbados does have a good breakfast to start them on their day. It's been going well so far. We have had results, so we really want to continue with that, and also to continue with getting skipping ropes and the footballs and things to get the children moving, because to help with obesity. And also, exercise does do something to the brain also. It's not only about, wellness in looking at the obesity part, we are also looking at the wellness in the person, that it will stimulate the children to be able to have fun and to do something that they can do. Not all children can skip, but I don't know if you know, but skipping is quite fun. When you remember going back to when you were a child, you enjoyed when you had a longer skipping rope. One would have one end and the other, and you would do all sorts of performance while the skipping rope was going round.
We can call it that.
Yes. So
definitely going back to childhood.
Yes.
With the skipping rope and
Yes.
Chinese skip.
Yes.
Hopscotch.
That's right.
And all that wonderful stuff.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us, Miss Barry, I want to give you an opportunity to put that final appeal out there for people to come out and show their support for the initiative. And of course, you're always looking for people to join,
please,
the organization as well.
Thank you so very much. That is so important. Remember, we are going to be on location on Sunday, 5 p.m. at the Esplanade to start that race at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. We're going to be starting at 4. So even if you are not walking or running, please, we are going to be at AJS Travel Center in Massey Warrens on the 2nd, today, tomorrow, and on the 4th. We hope to sell out all of our shirts, but if we haven't, yes, we will have the remaining left on location. But yes, this is a really great effort. Come out, Barbados. Walk a mile, Barbados is what we're calling it. And join with us. We are looking for members. We need hands, because we are not just volunteers, we have jobs as well. So please, we need your help, Barbados. Come out and help the Optimist Club of Barbados South and all of our Optimist Clubs who will be walking with us and join with us in this beautiful effort to feed our children with breakfast and to get them moving so we cut out obesity on our school campuses. It's a great effort.
Yes, I would encourage. I won't be running, but I will be walking. I'm a walker, so I will be walking. But really, we really need support. If you love children, you may have children yourself or neighbours in the community that have children. And this is one thing that you can do, or even a start. Come, meet us, buy a T-shirt to support, and knowing it will be going to a good cause. But yes, you know, we need the community and we need people to come and join us. Have some fun for the day and meet others. Please support our cause.
All right, can people find you online? Are you on social media as well?
You can reach us at Optimist Club Barbados South. Optimist Club Barbados South. We are also on Instagram, so if you go on Instagram, you'll meet us there. Or you can check me out on Instagram, Yvette Berry. I'm the president. So if you go to Yvette Berry on Instagram, you can ask me whatever you want to ask about the club.
Find out a little bit more. So thank you so much, Ms. Barry and Ms. Haynes, for coming in. President and President-elect, respectively.
Thank you.
For sharing with us. We wish you the very best for this Optimist Club of Barbados South Childhood Health and Wellness Walk coming up again. It is this Sunday, 4 o'clock. So make sure you get in there. You heard all the handles for the social media, so you can find out more information that way. If you can't make it out, you should absolutely still purchase the shirts because it's all for our children. Thank you, ladies, for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And a special good morning to everybody else who's a part of the Optimist Club of Barbados South. We're not shouting out the others today, just the South for today for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
It's time for a break here in Morning Barbados. When we come back, we're going to reach across the miles and get to know a Bajan afar. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morning.
All right, time to reach out and invite a lady who is doing some wonderful work across the world. She is Barbadian. Her name is Laura Harding, and she's president of Erase Racism. She is working with that organization in the area of civil rights and the devastating impact it has had historically and otherwise. Good morning to you, Laura. Good to have you with us.
Barbados. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today.
Absolutely. Talk to us a little bit about your Barbadian connection. I think that's always important when we're reaching out to our Bajans afar to figure out how they're connected to our beautiful island.
Absolutely. I was born in Barbados at QEH. I grew up between Weeksland and Lodge Terrace. My father is still in Barbados and has a long history being a health administrator at Psyche. My mom just repatriated. My siblings are there. My family is here. I was actually referred to this to this opportunity through my cousin Shama Hardin, who actually runs a dance studio. So my connections to Barbados are strong, and it is my foundation in Barbados that I always credit as leading to my professional and personal success.
Let's talk about that professional success, first of all, before we delve into all the other personal stuff. So we're going to do it in reverse. How do you get to this place where you're president of this organization, Erase Racism? I would imagine that means that you have to start by telling us all about the organization.
Yes. So Erase Racism is an over 20-year-old civil rights organization that's housed on Long Island, New York, and it focuses on really addressing the negative and devastating impacts of structural racism. So we advocate for fair, affordable, and inclusive housing, which many Bajans can probably relate to, educational equity. We also provide some youth leadership development programming for young people, and I facilitate diversity, equity, and inclusion workshops, as well as C-suite consulting for CEOs and leaders in the space.
Now, I know advocacy is a major part, as you mentioned, of what you do. Talk to us about what that entails in a North American context. I find that in other parts of the world, sometimes that means something a little different. But in the North American context, because advocacy is so well recognized and established, it calls for a whole lot more work that really can boil down to having people who just do specific aspects of the advocacy. So talk to us about what that means where you are.
Yes. So advocacy in this sense is really me being able to bring together all of my professional experience as an attorney, as a formal social worker, as a former education administrator. It entails me participating in interviews like this one to highlight issues that the public, the general public, needs to be informed on. I meet with elected officials, both on the state and local level, meaning city and New York State, as well as sometimes federal level, to advocate for legislation that we think will positively address housing needs and educational equity when it comes to funding for mostly minority communities and underserved communities. It also means building coalitions with other advocates who may be able, so that we're able to get a large group of people together to show elected officials that we need things to be done. And I think the final thing we try to do is also work with people in the community to develop solutions to issues that really speak to their needs, and then we galvanize them to then advocate with their local officials to make sure that we can get policies and regulations that are equitable in resource allocation and things like that.
There are often a lot of conversations around whether, or arguments rather, around whether the Caribbean experience measured up with the African American experience in terms of things even like racism. So I saw you kind of hold back a bit, but in terms of how racism is thought about, often experienced in the US, is a little different from how us as Caribbeans, as we're often referred to, experience it or see it because of the differences. So how have you been able to, with that in mind, transition to this new position where this is at the forefront of everything you advocate for?
Yeah. So I think that the experiences really complement each other. So the benefit of growing up in a place like Barbados, I attended Eagle Hall Primary School and moved right before I sat the 11 plus. So I want to be grateful for the foundation I had there, and that the impact that the late Mr. Davis had in teaching me, and Miss Brathwaite and Mr. Harper and all of those people. But what it meant was that I grew up seeing people who looked like me in positions of power, whether in my family, as elected officials. So when you come to America in a place where African Americans, or certainly Black people or African people of African descent, whether throughout from the diaspora or here, grow up seeing people that don't look like them in power. And even though certainly there are a large group of people who are highly educated and have had electoral success, there certainly is still an underpinning of what we call structural racism, which is the way that racism is built into the system in America, so that it's not overt in the way that we know racism to be, but it is subtly built into barriers for access. I would say conversely, in the Caribbean, we have something similar, but I would call it colonialism more so than racism. So again, in places like Barbados, we have our great Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, and other elected officials that I grew up seeing. We have Black business people, but the experience is similar in some ways, because if you talk to some Bajans, they may say that it's easier for someone who's white and abroad to come to Barbados and open a business, whereas they may experience more barriers to access. And so those underpinnings, I think, give me the ability to combine all of my experiences, both personal and professional, to really think about how we chart a course where people can show up and be in a position of power, contribute to decision making. I think one of the things that is very different about racism in America is that I always say what racism is white people's issue to solve, and people of color have to heal from the trauma of racism, so that we are then able to have a community and a country that can celebrate all of the difference, but also ensure that everyone has access to a beautiful, safe home, high quality education, a family sustaining career, and be free from racial abuse.
Based on all that
I hope that answered your question.
It does. Based on all that you've been able to, or all the areas you've been able to work in through the years, how has this all set you up for this position you have now? I know you talked a lot about the experience. You talked about social work. I know, based on reading through your bio, that you've worked in public housing and public policy generally. So how has all of this poured into the person we're looking at today?
So I would say, for the first thing that poured into me were, growing up in Barbados. It is a strong foundation for everyone, for me, and I credit it, whether it was my father, my grandmother, my great aunt, my stepmother, my own mother, my siblings, my aunts, my uncles. I had very good examples of people who were able to be successful. I would say that the other thing that really impacts me is my experience as an immigrant. Luckily, because I had such a great educational foundation from Barbados, I was able to access high quality education in America. So whether it was going to Brooklyn Tech, which is a very highly rated national school, or going to Adelphi University or the University of Chicago or Howard University School of Law, I was able to take that foundation and really think about what happens to the immigrant child or even the American born child who didn't have a teacher there who saw their brilliance, who didn't have access to high quality education, who didn't have the opportunity to chart a course forward without support. And those are the things I bring to the table personally. And then professionally, I've worked in the Office of the Deputy Mayor for Education in Washington, D.C. I've worked in New York City's Department of Education. I've clerked for judges, both. I was a law intern for a federal judge and a law clerk for a state judge. And so those things help me to understand the law and how it can be used to really change the trajectory of a person's life. So what really fuels, I think, my work is always thinking about we're not good until the least of us is good, and that I can bring all of these resources to bear for a child who may look like me, but may not have had the supports that I have had so that they can have the opportunity to change their life for a better. And I think all of those have kind of shaped what I bring to the table to be the president of Erase Racism. And also, I will say this again, growing up in the Caribbean, and being confident about who I am as a person, as a Bajan, and as a Black woman of African descent, I can show up at the table fully expressed and fully confident, sitting across from a white person, an Asian person, a South Asian person, and not have to necessarily be worried about whether I'm competent in achieving what I need to achieve.
Well, it's wonderful to have you with us this morning, certainly sharing, flying the Bajan flag high in whatever you do. But congratulations.
Always.
And do continue your work. Wonderful to connect with you. So, of course, before you go, you have to give a big shout out to the family. I know you said hi before, but when you have relatives from over and away coming through a Bajan afar and sharing, you have to make sure that you say hey to the family before you leave us.
Yes. Of course, I'm here today because of my cousin Shama Harding, but hello to the Harding and Hinkson family, and thank you for pouring into me, and also Sonia Gil Harding. I wouldn't be who I am without all of your contributions and support. So love you. And thank you. Good morning, Barbados. I'm proud to be a Bajan. I will always raise my Bajan flag no matter where I am.
Thank you. That's Laura Harding, president of Erase Racism, a Barbadian living in New York. As you heard from her, moved away from Barbados when she was a tiny tot, but still very much connected to the island. That's our Bajan from afar for today. Stay with us. Coming up, Brian Talma is in the house.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome back to Morning Barbados on this May 2nd. Time waits for no man or woman. It's May already, people. This year is in a hurry. I don't know what you think, but the months are flying by. And this week was a little weird. So it was start, stop, start, stop. You know, when you have a holiday in the middle of the week, it's a little odd. And of course, we have some rain this morning. I wanted to reinforce to you, though, as you head out, particularly those of you driving, be mindful of the pedestrians on the road. Difficult news over the last few days. We had a double road fatality over the last few days or so, and also we had 2 pedestrians knocked down over the weekend. So be mindful about that. I still see people speeding, especially in rainy weather where you can splash pedestrians and so on. So just be very, very careful. And we really have to work together to advocate for more sidewalks and so on in Barbados. It can be really difficult to just navigate residential areas sometimes, especially when it's raining and water's running down on the sides of the streets. So much for us to talk about. But we promised you that the action man is going to be here this morning. Brian Herbert Hamilton Talma, Barbadian windsurfer, and we know him as the action man. Good morning, Brian.
It's the action. Oh, it's good.
Always good to see you. All is well with you too?
Great. Happy to be at Mornin Barbados. Haven't been here for a while, so happy to come down and check the action.
It's true, but we are always seeing you. You know, we know you for how you've advocated for a change in beach culture
100%.
throughout the years. So let's try to rewind and go back to the very beginning. Maybe we're introducing you to a whole new generation of Barbadians. How did you get into the beach in this major way?
Well, I first started with my father. My father loved to fish and the water and took me to the beach when I was a little boy, and I just went on his back body surfing, and I just loved it. And then he took me fishing, you know, he had a fishing boat in Oystins because that's where he grew up as a youngster. And from there, it was everything revolved around the sea. And when I was really young, I used to walk on the beach, and I was like, you know, Brian, I want this to be my life. And I was just like, and I was a surfing. That's all I did all day was surfing. But as I say, you have to find a path, and I was very fortunate that I was able to find a path because everybody has a path, and education was key, and I was able to achieve my dream.
You were able to do for Barbados in the area of windsurfing things that we hadn't seen before.
No. So in those days, we were beach bums. When I was, now it's like, I want to work on the beach. I was a beach bum. It was totally, and to become a profession in those days, become a professional, there was nobody really in Barbados at that time, besides cricket, to become a professional where you actually made money. Whereas really complicated, it's very hard now to actually make a living from it and to build a family. And it's difficult, you have a very short space of time, and I'm very fortunate that I was able to do it, but also I did it because I also was able to project personality. When I first started, Brian, you need to cut your hair, you don't look right. And then when I went, people were like, Brian, we really like how you look. And I was like, whoa. And the way you spoke, so I really latched on to who I was as a beach man. And in those days, being a beach man was not popular within Bajan society. So I really believed, and that's what I say, the word beach culture, because I really articulated a way of life. When you speak tourism, everybody loves it. And now everybody, all the things that they thought I was doing bad, now it is, and that's what beach culture is a prominent part of our sector. I strongly believe it is how we should position Barbados, beach culture.
It really takes somebody with oodles of strength to be able to go against the grain, because I laughed at hearing you saying I was a beach bum, but that really was and continues to be a pretty derogatory term, because just the whole thought of putting a bum behind it says, you're doing get off the beach kind of thing. How were you able to fight against that and continue on your passion?
Do you know what? I'm fighting the biggest battle right now. So all this pushback, like when I was like, I would say, okay, Brian, we made it, we've done what I had to do. And then I get there, like, so I'm having the most challenging time today. Now today I'm fighting, battling for survival. And your last guest spoke about racism. I get pushed from both sides. So each side is like, Brian, shut me down. And now, but I'm pushing even harder because I believe beach culture is our prominent part of how we position Barbados. When we speak tourism, I'm not talking all because beach culture is anything to do with the beach. I do beach cricket. I do beach football. I do windsurf, kite surf. I have a bar on the beach. Everything is beach, and that's what I articulate. So when I go around the world, my beach culture world tour, everybody in the world believes in it. They say, Brian, we want you to come to our event because I bring beach culture. And with the beach culture, I have this thing called global organic tourism. It's about the community. It's about health. It's about education. It's about culture. And it encompasses everything, how you use sustainable tourism. Nowadays, sustainable tourism, everybody pushes that word sustainable tourism as an agenda. I live it. I have so much pushback, and I'm living it, and it's true and authentic. When you don't have a lot of sponsors, you just do what you believe. When you have to sway this way. I don't compromise. When I started 35 years, I did not compromise. Brian, cut your hair. I said, no, cut my hair. Brian, don't speak like that. I said, no, I speak like this. I remember we went to Aruba, and I went, and the photographer said, Brian, can you take some pictures? And I was a beginner, and I went out there and took these pictures, got 5 covers, just because of the way I looked and how I presented myself. And that's why I tell people, believe who you are.
Yeah, what do you think you're feeling this pushback? I mean, we can't gloss past that. We're going to talk about all this other stuff, but you say you get pushback from different quarters.
From all quarters, from white, black.
Why do you
push back? Because I come authentically. I come true. In civil science, for example, I have taught at least 50 kids to swim, kite surf, paddle. I've spent over $100,000 giving cars away, give boats away, and I get pushed back. So I say to the pushback, I say to them all the time, what have you done? Don't worry about me. I'm going to give. I'm going to go down the beach. I give kite lessons, and other people are making money. I said, no, Brian, the vision. That's why I would give a big shout out to the fellas from Carter's Gap. They were with me for 2 years, taught them to kite surf, gave them boards to where I don't have boards. So you give till you bleed. But as you spoke to my children now, so now I have to cool back. I have to say, Brian, I have to take care of 5 children. So, but even my children, they're in the same path. They're like, for fairness. But that's why I say when we speak about having fairness, I push for fairness, and there's not much fairness. So the beach culture's motto is, who has the most fun and contributes to humanity? Humanity, not black and white, humanity. And that's what I'm about, more humanity, because and I have no agenda. My agenda is humanity. Wow. I'm not coming from one side or the other side, because I'm not black, I'm not white. I'm down the middle, like, Brian, what side are you on? I'm like, I don't know what side I am. I'm about humanity. So when we go on a tour, I go all over the world, and I give these plaques away. I had them all over the island, but they said to Brian, you must take those plaques down. But the plaques are all positive.
Tell me about the plaques, Brian, and I know they all have messages at the back of them.
So each what happens is through experiences, like mother from the tree is the bird, the mahi-mahi, father, challenges. So you have challenges in life, and each one comes from challenges. The turtle's eye to eye, you must speak freely, no discriminate from sexuality and humanity. So each one has a meaning and that's why it's culture. Strong culture, through challenges. Nothing was easy, nothing's given to you. And that's why when I push really hard. I push, we're in no man's land, where people are like, Brian, you going out there? I say, yeah. Just like I would paddle around Barbados, everybody say, Brian, you can't do it. I say, I'm not paddling around Barbados. I paddle around twice. And they're like, Brian, you can't. I go and paddle it. So you look at the same thing when you have challenges of life or the sports. That's why I lost all my sponsors last year. Nobody wanted to do it. Everything was gone. And I went to Dominican Republic and I won. I was like, I don't Brian, I won it. And that was a Master of the Ocean Wind and Wave World Championships. I won it.
Wow. That's excellent. And I know now, Brian, that you are getting ready to go to France to receive, your induction into the Windsurfing Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So, what does this mean for your life's work?
So that's why I say, and I speak to Barbados, everybody doubted me. But what I'm saying is the world believes in me. And it's not because I won events, it's because of the Beach Culture World Tour and the Global Organic. The world saw it. They say, Brian, you're from Barbados. So I'm the first person in the Caribbean. All of them are American and European. And they said, Brian, you came in here and won it because, and you were elected because what you did is they saw the work I'm doing to the community. They saw the work of creating all these plaques and going around the world and all the articles and have a book. And this is a session magazine that we did. And the thing about this session magazine, it really articulated the story. I have something called global organic tourism. I'm pushing back on colonial tourism, whereas it's a different sector. And that's why I said this article, it was about the community. So this is Sky, Coconut Man from Barbados. There's an article about me, about 20 pages, but Sky is on the front. But these are just some of the things that I did, and I pushed this energy out into the world. And they're like, whoa, Brian, how did you come up with this? And that's why I say to Barbados, the vision that I am on is going to explode. I'm going into Europe, and I'm going to push this energy, and I'm really happy that it's well received. And yeah, so I want to thank Barbados. I want to thank all my past sponsors. I want to thank everybody that supported me in the past to get me to this point. I don't take it for granted. I thank you all, the media that have come to support in Barbados, Mornin Barbados, and really getting the energy and send that message to the nation. The advocate was around, and everybody from Barbados that has really helped me on this journey, because at the end of the day is to push no man's land.
Brian, I see that you're also on the other cover there.
So this is a book I did.
Particular magazine.
This is the book. So
the action.
The action book.
Yeah.
So this book is really about, it articulates the global organic.
Let's see that shot, man. Just hold it up so we can see.
Global organic tourism. So I will go with this as a book tour. So what it does is it really articulates about the vision and all the ups and downs, and yeah. So I self-published it, and really it shows where I'm going.
Now, Brian, you wrote, beach culture revolutionizes the mind. Understand the line at the office as bright as it shines. Cross the line. The tan I am, the man I am, the human I am. Flip flop, baggy and tan I am. I think that's really deep, but I think it really encompasses a lot of who you are. Yeah, and based on what we have seen throughout the years of you, I would say that generally Barbadians appreciate what you have brought to the whole concept of beach culture and sustainable tourism. So, thanks on behalf of Barbados for the work that you've done to bring us in line with loving the beach. I grew up at a time where I feel like, a lot of people weren't necessarily, and still are not. There are Barbadians who would say proudly, well, I've not been to the beach in 15 years. And the beach is not that far off from where we're living. I mean, we're surrounded by water. So, thanks for loving and keeping on your path for so long. And congratulations on this new accolade that you can go ahead and add to all that you're doing. What's written on the back of these, though? I think each one has a different message.
Each one has a different message. So, like, for example, my father from the tree energize me, I love the sea. Then the flying fish means flying high in the skies with the spirits of the sky and the birds of the sky. So each one has a meaning. So that's why I say beach culture is really, when I go away, I have these plaques and I give it to I have my competition. So each one has a meaning, and I put it on the telephone poles, and then I take it all to Hawaii, France, Germany, and send the message of beach culture where it's authentically from Barbados, where I identify with Barbados.
And you're painting them yourself?
So I paint. So when I go on a tour, I take tons of them away. So I would take 10 of them away, and I would give them away, and I would show the people what I'm doing, and they could see the message. And so when I go to a beach culture tour, I present to some of the top athletes of water, athletes in the world that will see or win these things, and they become the beach culture world champion. So when they win it, they become a beach culture world champion. So you have fellas like Kai Lenny, Robbie Nash, Josh Stone, were some of the best athletes in the world. So it's a tour. It's a real tour, and some of these events I actually give prize money to the athletes because I want, or they fly into Barbados to stay for free and they get appearance money.
All right, and I mean, the look is unique, but we love it. You must talk about this gorgeous shirt that you're wearing here. Did you paint this one as well?
I paint everything. So when I go out, I paint here. There's some paintings here. There's a painting here. So what I'm saying, the vision is to inspire people of the world about humanity. So when I go to an event, I say, what are you doing for the community? When I go to Dominican, they have a community day. Then I say, you need to paint who you are. So as a Bajan, everybody is different within the Bajan society. So I'm saying who you are. So I paint things. This means sunshine, my daughter. This means sunshine. I have one for starlight. I have one for rainbow. I have one for lion. Each one have my parents, and it's my culture. And then I spread it out to the world, beach culture. And where I'm from is Barbados. And I'm world.
Now, I heard you talk about your children, and I saw a different passion when you talked about them. And I mean, wherever I see you, I see them.
Yeah.
It goes without saying. How did becoming a dad, change your view of the world and all that you do?
Well, when I have children, when I start have children, my children are priority. Things change dramatically, and like I don't go out as much, and I just focus 100% children, and I love it. Everything. And I painted with children. I put them in the water. But in regards, I make sure they go to school and take them to school. But children are priority. As I said, each child has a painting. The names all represent life upon earth in Barbados, or life. And my full passion is children. And that's why it reflects at my shop. Everything. I want to teach more children and children of the community. So my life revolves around children and to provide for my children and the community, because if you have a strong community, it's positive.
Are they as into the beach as you are?
No. You got to remember, for me, pushing at such a rate, so much pushback, for them is hard for them, because for them, they get the backlash. And that's why I say people out there that give me the backlash, they hurt my children. They don't hurt me. I'm strong. I can hit anything. But for them, they're like, whoa, this is heavy stuff. And the sad part as I speak is all I come with is positive energy for humanity. That's all I'm coming with, nothing else. And if you don't want to come on this path, just you go your path and let me do my path. And that's why I say my children are priority.
All right, wonderful stuff.
Action.
So a special good morning to all of them. Starlight, Lion, Rainbow, Sunshine. Who am I missing?
Ocean, Rainbow, Lion, Starlight, Sunshine. 5.
Yeah, I think I got everybody.
5 children, love them. Love Barbados, love people of Barbados, and I go to represent the people of Barbados.
All right, congratulations. I want to make sure that we have at least some footage of, or bring back loads of pictures for us to share when you receive this Windsurfing Hall of Fame induction. It means a great deal to you, and it will mean a great deal to Barbados as well.
Action.
The action man sharing with us this morning, Brian Talma. And I told you it's definitely a champion's name, Brian Herbert Hamilton Talma. Listen, I had to call the entire name, man.
Life upon earth.
It's true. Thanks for coming through, Brian. All right, so look out for the action man. And I know I've seen lots of the plaques around. I'd love to see them around again. Just continue to support sustainable beach tourism. How about that? Beach culture is what the action man is all about. It's time for a break. It's just after the 7 o'clock hour. When we come back, we are talking cheerleading. So stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. It's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
My friend, you don't plan to get it. Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it. Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you indeed, and welcome back. It's already 9 minutes after 7 o'clock. We have some great news. We're always happy to have people back who are here to tell us about what they're doing, where they're going, how things are going. And we had the cheerleaders here. They did a fantastic presentation, and they talked to us about what they're doing, how they're working to build cheerleading here in Barbados and take Barbadians beyond these shores with cheerleading. So joining us again this morning, we have the team who are joining us. Of course, that's Demico Newton, Keziah Cadogan, and Dahlia Knight. And back with us is Cherish Hobbs, who is performance cheer coach, and Dana Dare is the BCF interim committee member. Now, she was here with Wendy when I was off on holiday, so welcome her back as well. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Big crew. So I'm going to start with you, Cherish, since you were here last time talking to us about what the team was going to do. So set the scene for us, because I see some trophies.
Yeah, so we traveled, obviously, for the cheerleading competition in Orlando, and we did pretty well. I actually want to take that over to Keziah because she has the plaque from the International Cheer Union, so she can tell us about what we received there.
Wow, so as you know, traveled. So this trophy is from competing. We came 14th out of 29 countries.
That's excellent.
Which was big for us. So yeah.
All right, and for you, Demico, tell me the area for people who don't recognize. I believe you were competing in an area that focused a little more on palms.
Yes.
Yes.
So palm doubles, or palm in general, it focused more on the hand placements and using the palms, of course. So With palm doubles, it's a mixture of jazz and cheerleading, as it comes to the palm movements, sharp motions. So yeah.
Good stuff. Let's go over to you now, Dana, as the committee member, the BCF interim committee member. Tell me about what you're advocating for in terms of cheer to make it far more popular in Barbados and recognized so that you can compete even more internationally.
What we're aiming for is to just create opportunities for local Barbadians, Barbadian athletes, Barbadian kids. We want to be able to give them access to the wider world, to be able to compete against the best and know that they are as good or better than these teams is what we're striving for. So with performance cheer, it is a little different from regular cheerleading that we would see where there's stunts and jumps and tumbling. Performance cheer is more dance-based. It focuses on jazz. It focuses on leaps, turns, all those exciting things that makes dance such an appealing sport in itself. We have merged the two of that dance and cheerleading, and we're just opening up this opportunity not only to cheerleaders in Barbados, but to the dance community, to the gymnastics community, to give them a chance where they may not be able to compete locally here, or there may be no opportunities here on island for them, but there may be an opportunity overseas for them to get recognition, to connect with choreographers, to connect with other federations, to find job opportunities, to find scholarships, all these things that people can make a career out of in the long run. And that's just the main goal of the BCF, is to create opportunity for dancers, for cheerleaders, for gymnasts. And I think that's what we did here with these dancers. They didn't know anything about cheerleading. When they first came, they were like, these motions feel weird. This is not normal for us. Like, we're so fluid and things like that. And they did extremely well. When I was over there, one of the judges came up to me and said, "You're from Barbados?" He said, "That was a phenomenal performance from you guys. This is the first year you're here, and this is a great showing from you guys, and we look forward to seeing you next year."
That's excellent. Now, Delia, I see that you're reserved. Did you get an opportunity to go as well?
Yes, I did.
Talk to me about your experience. How do you feel about being able to go and see others compete? I think that's always important. If you want to compete internationally, you have to be fully aware of what everybody else is doing, yes?
Yeah. It was a great opportunity. Like, you get to meet like people from different countries. You hear like the different languages that they speak. So it was a good opportunity to see what different countries can do and what they can actually bring to the table.
Oh, that's beautiful. Cherish, talk to me from the perspective of a coach. I know sometimes looking on that can be a little difficult because you look with a different and even more discerning eye than the average person would.
So as a coach, I'll be honest, we have some work to do. We did really, really well, but seeing the bigger countries who train like every day, it was an eye-opener. But we still managed to, do a great performance. And I was able to network as a coach, meet other coaches, get to talk about what they do differently from us, maybe stuff we can take from them, what they can take from us. But it was just overall an eye-opening opportunity. It was great.
All right, I know that you're moving forward with auditions.
Yes, please.
For 2025.
Yes, please.
As well. That sounds like so far off, but it really is not.
They need
We're well
every
into May already,
opportunity.
so how can people get more involved in cheerleading?
Right, so on our Instagram, BIMCheer, BIMCHEER, we have the registration link for POM team, but also for cheerleading. So we will be looking to take possibly 2 teams next year for POM doubles again, and a POM team as well as a cheerleading team. So just to be clear, so that the people back at home know the distinction is that cheerleading is all those crazy stunts you see on the YouTube and those stuff, that's cheerleading. The POM is more like dance based. So we're trying to take 2 teams, hopefully, but we're gonna start in the early to give them the opportunity to grow, to develop their skills so that they can present a stronger routine, a more difficult routine to compete against the teams overseas. Yeah, because when you go, the team that One this year was Japan, and I think they did like 14 turns, just turning. And then we see it and we're like, how did they get that done? Like, how are they so in sync? And it's because they started early. They've been practicing for a while. So we kind of have to implement that here in Barbados, where it's just, you don't just show up because you want to show up. You show up because you want to be best. You want to train. You want to compete. You want to do your big one, basically. And that's what we have to start implementing with our athletes here locally.
Excellent. You guys also won the Newcomer Award.
Yes, we did.
For it being your first performance. Talk to me about what that meant to you.
For me, it was exciting because, you know, you're from little old Barbados, not really understanding how much is riding on your back. So to get this award that we really were not expecting,
for it.
It was like we went there and we showed ourselves. We not only represented Barbados, but represented the Caribbean, and even for the other federations, I believe it was Jamaica and Trinidad was there. They were like, you did this for us. So it's like, this is not only for us, the dancers, not only for Barbados, but for the entire Caribbean, that we have it. We're just as important, just as talented as those other countries that's been doing this for years.
Kizaya, where are you hoping to take this cheerleading? We're talking about auditions for 25. You guys came back with all these plaques. Even though Delia doesn't have one, we're going to have to make sure that we get a few. So next time you come, everybody has something in hand. Yes, but where are you hoping to take it?
Well, for me, I think I've came very far from where I started with Dana and Cherish, but I feel like you gotta try something sometimes, and when I tried it, I enjoyed the time spent, and I don't think that I would be doing it again, but I would encourage anyone who is interested to do it. It is a very good experience. It's very educational. I learned a lot when I was over there, talking to other teams backstage. We actually had a little party type thing where we went around, we gave out our stuff and we exchanged. So it was really nice. I would very much recommend anyone to try it.
Good stuff. Dana, what has it been like building the interest in Barbados? I know you have teams in cheerleading at most schools.
Yes,
So it must call for a great deal of coordination to be able to get cheer coaches in there and create the interest, and of course get the buy-in from the people who need to.
The hardest thing is the buy-in from the schools. We kind of have this perception in Barbados that cheerleading is high risk, and I like to say that cheerleading stunts is no more high risk than playing cricket, that is no more high risk than playing football, is no more high risk than track and field, netball, any other sport. There's always a risk of injury in each and every sport and discipline that you do. The proof of safety comes from the knowledge of the coaches, and that's what we build our motto and our brand on, is that we educate our coaches. We ensure that they're certified to the highest level by our International Cheer Union, our governing body. We ensure that every year they are evaluated, every year they're trained physically in understanding how to teach these disciplines, how to teach it safely. And what I would like to say to the schools is that if you want the program and you want it to be safe, then you need to ensure that the coaches are certified and safe as well. And the only way to do that is to come through the BCF and ensure, I want this cheerleading program, I want my students to be safe, and I want the best for them. And we will provide the best in terms of coaching and knowledge. And it is a safe sport. It may look a little daunting from watching videos, but there are levels to it. It starts at level 1 and there's 7 levels, and most teams don't even get to level 7. It's usually level 1 or 2 here in Barbados. So don't just look at online, look at what it is that we're doing, what it is we're trying to offer, and just come with it with an open mind.
Absolutely. I think for me, maybe most Barbadians, what we see are the cheer movies.
Yeah.
You know, the movies that
all you see is the movie.
Kind of highlight cheer in them. And it's not particularly like all the way like that. But it's wonderful to see that you're developing the sport. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To the team and the team that got them ready as well. So we'd encourage everyone who's interested to get ready for the Worlds 2025. They're hosting auditions. You can find them online as well. So get on and participate if it's something you've been interested in, or your little ones. Encourage them to at least try out. Yes? All that's left for us to do is to see this amazing performance that they put down on behalf of Barbados as they represented for us at the ICU Cheerleading World Championships on the 24th of April. So they're fresh off the jumbo jet and just back, and we want to give a recap of their experience. Check it out.
To get there today.
Barbados. This is Barbados.
Morning,
morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome back to Morning Barbados. It's a rainy Thursday. We don't mind the rain, right? Just make sure you're prepared for it. So it's that kind of time again. We're getting ready for the IFBB Elite Pro World Championships 2024. And Team Barbados is going to be getting ready for the Roger Boys Classic, the IFBB Federation competition that's coming up here in Barbados from the 9th to the 11th of May. That's in the next few days. And usually we have hundreds of people literally descending on Barbados as there are competitors from all across the world coming to Barbados to compete. I got to experience it firsthand last year, and it certainly opened my eyes to the competition, what goes into it, how the athletes prepare year-round. It's not one of those things you can wake up one morning and say, I want to be a bodybuilder or I want to get into fitness. It definitely is a life-strong commitment. So to tell us more about it, we have Shakira Dougling, who is a pro Roger Boys Classic, who is with the PRO of the Roger Boys Classic show and IFBB Elite Pro World Cup 2024 and Team Barbados posing coach. Good morning.
Hi, good morning
welcome
to Barbados and yourself. Thank you for having us on today. We're very, very excited for this event that's coming up in a couple of days, especially because we have attracted 60% growth in the athletes who are attending this show, both in the amateur and also in the IFBB Elite Pro segment. These persons had the choice to choose a show in their own territory, another show that was larger than us for a while. So now we have competed as an event with them this year, neck and neck, and athletes have chosen our show.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Also here with us this morning, we have Rashida Belgrave, who is competing in the ladies body fitness area. And we had an opportunity to speak with her last year. Look forward to talking with her again. As we did with Bakaya Providence, we actually had an in-studio private pose down last year. So we're going to talk to Bakaya more about that. And new to Mornin Barbados is Timon Howard, who is going to tell us all about his particular weight class to be able to compete in this particular show. Talk to me about how you've been preparing, Rashida, particularly for ladies body fitness and that particular competition, because it's different from the other categories. So why this area and how have you been prepping?
Let's see. Well, body fitness is the first category that I would have ever done, and I have dabbled in junior bodybuilding as well, but body fitness is it for me. And in terms of training, well, depending on the category you're in, you train, you know, you need to know like what the judges are looking for. So they look for shoulders, waist, quads, and not too muscular like the physique, women's physique division, but yet you still have to be toned and showing what you really worked for. And you have to train, as you said, it's not something that you just wake up one day and decide, I'm going to go next week and do this show. So you have to do your preparations, and there are phases to it. So you may start building strength-wise, hypertrophy, growing the muscles, and then maintenance, and coming down to the end, then it's more of a conditioning that you want, so that when you touch the stage, the judges can see all of that hard work that you would have put in over the months. And you come to the stage, you make sure that you have, you know, your hair have to be done nice, makeup on, and the jewelry must be complementing the bikini as well. So all of
it's
that.
It's an entire package.
It is an entire
that you're
package.
looking at everything. You have to
down
make
to the
sure
heels.
that down to the heels.
Yes.
Have to be right. You don't have to tell me that twice. Timon, now you are competing in a specific weight class, which was not the specific area that you wanted to compete in before. So explain a little bit more and tell us how things will go for you in terms of the area you're competing in for this particular competition.
Okay, and good morning.
Morning, yes.
The category which I will be competing in is seniors up to and including 70 kg, 70 kilograms, which is roughly 154 pounds. That is the seniors category. There's also generally sometimes a juniors category, which is more so based on age, but that's not the case with the most close show, the upcoming show, Roger Boys Classic. So I will be competing with the seniors up to 70 kg. I'm not new to it entirely. I did it last year at Nationals, along with the junior show, where I claimed Junior Mr. Barbados. But the seniors, I am looking forward to battling with them once again, on that level.
Good stuff. From you, Bakaya, you've been growing from strength to strength. We certainly watch you literally and physically grow. So talk to us about your particular area of interest and what you're looking to do in 2024.
Mornin Barbados. For me, men's physique is like a model show also. So down to the pants I'm wearing, to my complexion, I put all that into it. The physique, they're looking for delts, they're looking for small waist, abs, nice back detail, that's what they're looking for. So I had to change the aspect to it to more bring what the judges are looking for. And it's a lot in terms of really how I approach differently. So I had to change my mindset to the approach to the game right now. And I like this sport because there's a lot of fun into it. You have to smile, have to have high energy for it also. So that's more my thing. So that makes it even easier for me into it.
All right, let's get into the actual competition itself. You mentioned, Shakira, the people who have chosen to come here to Barbados to compete. What's it going to be like in the coming days? I don't think that we really get a true picture of all that goes on behind the scenes to be able to put on a show of this magnitude with so many people representing so many different countries.
Okay, well, first of all, we are happy to have partnered hotels. Athletes need to have a location where the hotels have maybe appropriate amenities like your kitchen, your kitchenette. Even if they don't, they have microwave, fridge. They're also in areas where you have access to supermarkets, gyms. So this year we have again selected the South Coast. In terms of the days before competition, things like getting their tans done in Barbados, we have amazing companies here that often offer those services. We also have partnered hairdressers and makeup artists because this is all the needs of the competitors really. And shuttle services to and fro wherever they need to go. Unless something happens as it's extreme, usually it's kind of smooth sailing. These athletes are accustomed to traveling and competing, so some of their needs we take care of. The remainder they are prepared to handle themselves. But of course, the excitement really starts at registration, where you get to see the numbers. We have more than 70 professional athletes who would have registered at least by 6 weeks ago, and that number has grown since then, and I believe we should have over 150 competitors in total at the venue this year. The exciting thing about bodybuilding over the years is that the classes are not just bodybuilding or just ladies body fitness. It's there's so many things that have been added. You have fit model, you have classic bodybuilding, which characterizes the classic bodybuilding that we have grown to know. Everyone knows about Arnold Schwarzenegger, so that look, that there's a class for that. If you don't want to grow and become too big, there's a class for you. And of course, that allows us to incorporate different persons who may not necessarily be looking to look a particular way. So for example, fit model, we can attract the ladies who are into pageantry. We can attract the persons who are just into maybe, let's say, carnival, and they like that extremely beautiful pageantry kind of look, where it's not about too much of a defined musculature, but you do carry some semblance of some development. So what I'm basically saying is bodybuilding has grown from where it has been before to now opening up. We now have classes called children's fitness. So this year we would have an exhibition with some of the gymnastics schools here in Barbados at the show this year, because gymnastics does have a place in bodybuilding. We also will have, we will incorporate some persons who do gymnastics, like there is a class called acro fitness. We've never had Barbadian athletes in that area, although we have persons here who are talented enough to do it and represent us. So this is a holistic approach to health and wellness. Yes, muscle, pretty muscle, big muscle, everything you will see displayed. But of course, it's a huge event. It's a World Cup, the only one in the Caribbean. We will have the eyes of everybody. And I think it will be a fantastic event. I'm calling for all the Barbadians to come and support their own. Of course, these people are going to be coming here maybe with their own support groups who are going to be making noise in the crowd. And we do not want to be shown up. So we welcome all the Barbadians to come out and support at this event on May the 11th, the Roger Boys Classic to support the amateurs, and the IFBB Elite Pro World Cup for the professionals. Also to add by name, we have Lamar Coward, Ramon Bruce. Lamar Coward would have won his class, his title last year, so he's defending his title. Ramon Brooms, Kirk Allen, Dion Thompson, Andrea Thompson, Ramona Morgan. These are names that came through the ranks for years, that everyone knows for years. I think like Lamar Coward would have done bodybuilding in the past, and he went into classic bodybuilding, and that was his sweet spot. So maybe you can start somewhere, maybe you find it's not for you and you try a different class.
Yeah, I love that you can compete, you know, all the way to the masters, where you don't necessarily have a bout, as is being the case with some other sports, you know, athletics and cricket. Sometimes by the time you hit late 20s, early 30s, they're like, that's it for you. But I most certainly saw some of the masters guys competing last year, and I saw a great deal of people earn their pro cards as well. I know that you guys will definitely be working toward that. Pro card is a big deal, Bakaya.
Yes, it is for me. It is for me because I'm looking to take this further. I'm looking to compete outside of Barbados. So I'm not just looking on the local America ghetto. I'm looking to get out.
What about you, Rashida?
Same here. I mean, I have been doing this. I took a break back now, and this will be something to, you know.
Has it been difficult to get back on the horse, so to speak?
It was not so difficult. I just got back into it. This year has been a bit more difficult. I had some injuries and stuff like that, so I really wasn't sure if I was going to do the Roger Boys Classic or just do nationals, you know.
All right, but here you are. And of course for you, Timon, what are you looking forward to doing for this particular competition?
Just beat the package that I brought last year. You know, that is the goal of every show. Come better, come harder, come drier, come with a better package than you did before. Yeah.
All right, good stuff. And again, it's coming off May 9th to 11th at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium. It's usually divided into two particular distinct presentations.
Yes, definitely. The morning segment is for the amateurs, and that starts at 10 a.m. in the morning. Then the professional segment starts at 5:30. So if you want to come and watch the entire show, you can. If time permits you to only come to one of them, you have the option to choose in the morning or in the evening. And we have so much for you to see and enjoy. So I think you would have a fantastic time, whatever you choose.
And I had a fantastic time last year. I think I was heckling from the crowd. A little embarrassed afterwards. I think my camera crew recorded me. Thank you so much. They have it, you know, as evidence. They promise they're going to show it this year. But I'd encourage everybody to come on and see it. It definitely will give you a different view, literally and figuratively, about bodybuilding and fitness and living with it. And I know that I told you last year, I think it's time that we move more to incorporate this into what we do, sharing it with the little ones and changing the view of it, because I myself had only ever experienced bodybuilding or a bodybuilding show being covered in a newscast. So to be able to move past that, I think you know, speaks volumes to the work that you and Roger Boyce and the entire team is doing. So congrats to all of you. I'll be the one in the back cheering. I know there are lots of cheers going on, but you know what it is. So thanks for coming through. And we most certainly look forward to seeing some more of the participants coming through as the days go on and get a little closer to the presentation, Shakira.
Definitely. We will bring some of the international athletes as they arrive. Some will begin to arrive from the Wednesday before the contest. So we will have a few that will probably have to do Zoom. And then there will be others who will be on island from Wednesday that you will get to see all the persons who want to see the big, massive guys. You know, there may be some language barriers in between. We will probably hope that they are able to communicate fully what they want to say.
Is our guy from Suriname going to be back?
Yes, Eddie Wilson is coming back to defend his title.
Eddie is massive, man. I can't wait. So thank you for coming in. I know sometimes, especially if you're in a fitness routine, to change your routine and get up at a different time or shift based on your exercise and so on, it can be quite difficult. So I really appreciate you making the time to come in and share with us. And it's all about the IFBB Federation competition, the Roger Boyce Classic. Good morning to Mr. Roger Boyce himself. You know, still flying the mantle high. We have others coming in tomorrow to share more with us. Here's where you can cue the song, I Want Muscles, Diana Ross and Back Eyes. I've been saying that since last year, but they won't take me on. Hey, we're going to take a break and come back. When we come back, we're going to be the winner and second place winner of poetry, the inaugural competition. That's next.
When is that competition?
Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why? I need.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over
14 minutes to go before 8 o'clock. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the music for Q already outside of the studio. We're going to have a good time at the CBC car park today. So get ready. If you didn't plan to come, you have to come down. We're celebrating 20 years of Q 100.7 FM and kicking off the celebrations with bringing you home to the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation today for a Q in the community in our outer car park. We're ready to go, and I hope you are as well. So we have to say congratulations to the inaugural winner of the Poetry Barbados Bussa Rhyme Battle. Malachi Hope is the winner. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. And also with us is Jeremiah the Prophet Toussaint. Second place. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good stuff. Talk to me a little bit, Malachi, about the competition. It happened last Friday night.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes, please. Just incredible all the time. You know, I just always try to bring my best when it comes to it, like just spoken word in general, because it's really one of my love, just writing. So just getting there for the whole experience. So I was running a little late, so I was like, oh God, this is a little pressure here. But then when I get there, just the energy from the crowd and just the support you get from everybody is really motivate you and very much just pump you up. So then when I got on the stage, it was just bare voice, bare energy, and we just, from the time he hit the stage, to see how he did come in, my guy and Jeremiah come in, I was like, yo, I gotta come just as hard. I gotta come crazy too. So yeah, definitely. And then the crowd gave me that energy, and I was able to feed off of the crowd, and it was just a beautiful thing.
Jeremiah, what piqued your interest in getting involved in this particular competition?
Well, it was, I wanted to be a part of it for a while. I knew they had events every month, and when they approached me to perform, I was excited, and they presented me the notion of the battle, and I was like, that's new, that's fascinating. I don't know how exactly it would be, so it was me trying to figure out exactly what they meant by battle. Was it, oh, we're gonna just come with our pieces and then they're gonna judge us based on that? Or are we gonna actually, dig at each other? And then, the closer it got to the event, I was like, okay, I need to come hard. And if they don't know that I'm the best or that I'm great in my own space, then I have to show them in some regard. So that's what I did. And Malachi came and he did his thing too, and the best man won it tonight.
I heard you guys sparring on radio, so don't tell me what you don't know about competition. Listen, I'm always listening. I heard you guys on radio. Was it with Sluggy?
Yeah.
Yep, I heard you on the
put
radio.
words in my mouth.
Yeah, she does it a lot.
I heard you guys spar, and you were like, you can't come to Barbados and take this title. And yet I didn't miss any of that. So talk to me about how you prepped, how you got ready for the night in terms of the writing and how important it is to kind of internalize what you're presenting as a spoken word artist.
Yes. So with like the writing process, like he said, it was pretty much just finding out what was the basis. Like if it's me and he come in direct, or if it was just more so a lyrical display. When I got the understanding that it was much more a lyrical display, more so than a more one-on-one battle, I was like, okay. And I kind of put my mindset on how I'm going to execute it. So a lot of times, one thing that I say that I like a lot now is kind of picturing myself like I on stage. So to speak. So like what the crowd, picturing how like the crowd will respond to certain things I say, things of that nature, and putting myself actually in that setting. You understand? Like kind of envisioning all of that stuff with it as well. And it has honestly kind of put me in a different zone because like this was a new format for me as well. Because I used to do like rap and stuff too, but not really like battle rap and like this kind of like lyrical display type of stuff. So I kind of had again a new zone, and it was like, what am I going to do here? Because usually when I do spoken word, it's got a particular message, or I used to be talking about how I feel about something personally. So this was very much new. So I was just thinking about what I can do here. And I was like, let me put the message in it while doing the lyrical display, which the guys can see later when they perform it or whatever, that how it went.
All right, good stuff. What about you? You know, coming into this space, because even in that interview, I heard them talk about, okay, you're not necessarily Barbadian, but this is a strong name, the Prophet. So talk to me about where that name comes from and how you prepped for this particular competition.
Well, the name is a longer story than the prep. The name came from just me discovering myself. You know, growing up, I didn't have the easiest of coming ups as far as it went with school and experiences with my peers. And when I got to secondary school and I tried to change the rhetoric around my identity, I kind of succumbed to the ridicule and just kind of owned it. And where they would call me Birdman or Birdmaya, it wasn't something they'd use against me as I grew up. And I used that in as a modem of identity. So I'd use that whenever I'd be performing in any fashion. I'd say I'm Birdman or Birdman poetry or some shape or some form of that. And then after a while, it didn't feel right with me. And I had to kind of figure out who I am.
And come into your own.
Right.
All right, we want to hear these presentations though, so we're not going to talk anymore. No more long talk, but then some long talk coming after. So coming up, we're going to see the presentations and find out exactly why these guys walked away with the top prizes.
Morning. Good morning to you.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 9
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Failing to live up to expectation is a fate that I don't take lightly. But failing tonight against subpar contention is a fate that don't seem likely. See, I got better things to do, but I'm here cause Cupid invite me. I'm tight with the top dog, so when me cave and puppy try bite me, puppy, tread lightly. You're face to face with the king, so welcome to holy ground. I'm on some poet laureate things. I'm on some hear the voice of God when I sing, so it's gonna take the archangel and the devil working together for you to hold the crown. I see no reason to gloat. I've been seeing my growth with every misguided quote and metaphor. They'll call me ill forever because you'll forever recall words from this bird flu, bird who, man, poetry. I'm totally immersed into the power of words. It's lyrical turd. It's a little bit curled and brown and hurled around by gorillas at the zoo. And my gorillas are you, a congregation of electronic pews passing around the collection plate for a few hundred views. And from the misuse of my muse, I drop clues into confusion as the fuse is lit and is cooled with the ice of my soul. And yes, I've been told how cold I am. I can hold your hand to make your sweat glands a winter wonderland to the point where Santa could land on it. That's why they call me different. Even my soul's unique. Me and you could buy the same pair of Jordans and even my soul will be unique. I could rob a bank tonight and every bill I stole will be unique. Burn down the Amazon rainforest and every lump of coal will be unique. What you know about me, G? Let me tell you a story. Young boy, dead-end job addicted to glory, coming from rip tapping rooftops and pit toilets in the morning. What you know about taking up and seeing lizards in there crawling. But then his life began to change. He started to think he could escape. But unlike Superman, he don't have no S or no cape. But that don't make no difference when God bless you and say, go with grace, my son, and do your best to be graced. So he left. And the beauty of it is he didn't leave anything behind. He just found a new beginning where he'll stick for a time. He just found a group of writers and it clicked in his mind. There's no pity poet that can touch you because with this pen, he's sublime. Thank you.
And it seems like poetry wanted me to get aggressive, competitive, when in actuality, compared to my peers, I am the real aggressor, the one with flames coming out of his mouth. I am fire breather, the overachiever. My words are lethal ether. So let me tell y'all what poetry really is. Because some people just take this thing late and use it to discuss what them does do at night. I just hear some of the sets talk and tell myself, that sound light. I am the definition of what poetry does encompass. I got lyrics, no gimmicks. It's just bars in abundance. I mean, seriously potent. I mean, lyrically pungent. I mean, poet incarnate. I mean, others redundant to me. It seems like I am the true prophet of this genre called poetry, using words that express the pain and anarchy of the human existence. I am Himati, turning out the crowd in an instance, writing bars with no assistance, just getting on stage and going ballistic. I'm not settling. That's why just come on stage and get on course, because the people just want more. These words menacing. More bars that said it says to bring thoughts of resistance or clarity to your mind. I use poetry to remind you to defy. So every time I'm on the stage, you need to follow my lines. For my lines is lead to opening the rebel inside. When I just step on the mic, I just get heard like cattle. I heard about a poetry competition, I thought of a rap battle. And I was telling Dio, this battle ain't even my style. I usually don't like to sound braggadocious. Like me and you just both like to yell, but it's a different thing if you notice. I don't even work that hard would be number one if I focus. Everybody slacking off, so that number one might be open. If I tell you that I'm better, please understand I ain't joking, moving. Hands while I'm on stage, cause my poetry come with motion. If I really wanted to, I could sell some salt to the ocean lyrics. Said like, baby, all you would think my tongue getting lotioned. I am poetry. This is poetry, expressing emotions fluently with a rhythm that can't be defined by a particular metric or scheme. It is just made sense, and every word and every breath is used with care and intent. So when I step up on this stage, I gotta make it intense and try to spark a little thought in all the ladies and gents. So when I tell y'all that I was going to show y'all what poetry is, just know y'all been looking at it for the last 2 minutes, and I know he must be there telling himself, thank God. I'm so glad that he's finally finished. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. I mean, congratulations. This is what talent is all about. So congratulations to you guys. And you are just 2 two of the people who competed but came out on top. So again, congratulations. Good stuff. Make sure you come out and check out the next poetry presentation. Well, that's it from us for today. Q in the community, like I've been telling you all morning long, is right here at the CBC car park. So we're inviting you to come share with us. I'm going to go shift into my flats and get outside. Who knows? We could share a beer or two. And today we're wearing green. I can't wear green because like, you know, certain things on set. I can't wear green, so I'm going to shift into my green and head outside. But that's the color for today. So come out as we celebrate and kick off the festivities. We're hosting a special Q in the community in our outer CBC car park today, Thursday. It starts at 11 o'clock this morning. And of course, you're all invited to come out and join the fun. Come enjoy Q days, delicious food, great music, and even better karaoke. All that we're known for to celebrate QFM 20 years on. Now, coming up on tomorrow's show, we're going to meet some more of the amateur bodybuilders in the Roger Boys Classic. The Barbados Nurses Association will be in to talk about Nurses Week 2024. And have you heard about In-Tune vocal coaching? Well, we'll tell you more about that with Alex Brown. All right, so do stick around. Come on back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Thanks for coming through, fellas. Good stuff. People still do up top. I don't know.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Wake up, wake up.